All right, guys. I think we're gonna try this without the test run, see how it goes. But welcome back to another workshop. I'm very happy to be here with you guys again. It's been like probably 2 weeks at this point, and I ended up pushing this one back. We were gonna do this one a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to kind of retool how I've been doing these workshops and kind of make it a more, I guess, interactive experience for all of you guys that are going to be watching these. Because before, what I've been doing is literally just getting on my phone and recording from my phone. So the audio hasn't been great. And I feel like I could be doing a little bit more. And I'd already been doing the behind the beat videos with the screen recorder that I use. And I thought to myself, well, why am I not just using that to do these workshops? Because I can actually show you guys the articles instead of just reading them to you blindly and then having you guys check them out. So basically, what I'm going to do, or at least this is going to be the trial run, I'm going to have a camera over here so you guys can see me still. And then over here, we're going to have whatever we're covering to kind of make it more interactive. At least that's the hopes. So we'll see how that goes. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about vlogging, music vlogs, creating those, my experience with those, what it has meant to be able to do that for myself, but obviously, doing music vlogs and how important they can be for all of you guys out there as well. And my experience with doing them really started around 2023 into 2024, and that was when I started, rolling out Unknown Advantage, which was my instrumental album that dropped in 2024. And I created a series of vlogs kind of themed around the project itself. And what I did was kind of compile a lot of different clips from, the past year or so before. And a lot of it was just random. It was just me living life. It wasn't really necessarily creating music. It was more just like trips I had taken, just any videos I had on my phone, essentially. It wasn't really anything crazy, but I kind of compiled those into a compilation of sorts and then broke them down into 4 parts. And each of the 4 parts, I recorded audio over them that kind of fit some type of theme related to the project. And I can't off the top of my head think of what the themes were, but there was definitely 4 videos. And from there, I ended up doing that with the last few instrumental albums. I did one for Wind Loves the Motive, and I also did one for Leaves and Soil in November. And I already have the next one planned here for Mural of Sober Introvert. And then from there, I'm going to kind of switch it up with the next album and do some different things and kind of shift. But that has been my go-to strategy for creating vlogs for the past couple years here, and it's worked pretty well. I mean, they haven't got a super big amount of traction on YouTube or anything, but they're also ones I post on social media, and they're ones that are just nice to share. And vlogs are essentially supposed to serve as content that helps support whatever project you're doing. It allows you to, dive deep into storytelling sides of things, and obviously giving fans more of an inside look as far as like what is the point behind this project. Because I think the hardest part of doing any type of rollout is trying to convince people why they should care about what you're doing. And this is just another way outside of the music itself to do that. And there's so many options that you could do. So we're kind of going to touch on this article here. This is by Furtado School of Music. This one keeps it very concise, to the point. And that's kind of why I want to cover it. And I also don't want to go super long today because I just got back from Pittsburgh like a few hours ago. So I'm kind of running on not a lot of sleep the last few days. And I kind of moved the dates around. So you notice today is Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to post this today or tomorrow, but I had to move the podcast I was doing today to tomorrow and kind of shift things around. So it's been kind of a busy weekend. So I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I don't want to keep myself too long either at this point. So I chose the article of the two that I think is the most simple to understand. So it says, what does it mean to start a music vlog? Start a music vlog means sharing music related videos, usually on platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Vlogs might include tutorials, practice routines, covers, jam sessions, or even a day in the life of a musician style content. The pros include highly engaging videos, bring your personality and energy to life, which can be more memorable than text. And obviously, that's a big point of any type of video content, even if it's not considered a vlog. It's more of like you have to show people, who you are and let them know more about yourself. And for me, creating instrumentals, I don't get to speak over my music, so I'm not like singing or rapping. So that's a big part of what I do is I have to put my personality into the content instead. That way people can kind of get to know me outside of the music itself. Stronger personal connection, viewers feel like they know you better, which can build loyal communities. And obviously, those two kind of tie into each other. Easy to demonstrate music. Teaching someone a strumming pattern or vocal exercise is much easier to show than explain in words. Obviously, my behind the beat videos is an example of this because I show you guys, my DAW FL Studio. I show you exactly how to do all that, as far as my process goes and how I create and how I tend to do things. So that's showing you directly, what it is. And obviously, again, I mentioned album rollout is the big thing that I focus on with the vlog side for the most part, but I do a lot of different types of video content. Even the questions I do on social media, that's an example of video content because I'm just grabbing my phone and I'm just asking a simple question. And then from there, you hope you get engagement, all that sort of thing. Higher vital or higher viral potential. A single video can go viral, giving you a huge visibility boost overnight. This actually makes me think of a post I just did for Record Store Day. Now, this was not a vlog. This is not a good example of a vlog, but this was a simple post that had some text over a stack of records. And I was asking people how many records they owned. Now, this post, I posted pretty much everywhere except for Facebook, I think. But this post specifically got traction on Threads this time around. And I had like a lot of likes, but a lot of comments. I had hundreds of people comment on this post. It was hard to keep up for like 2 or 3 days. Um, but yeah, totally random. Like I have posted those types of questions a lot. I post one almost every month, and somehow, some way, this one caught traction. I personally, I think it was because it was Record Store Day weekend, and a lot of the Record Store Day stuff was already trending. So because I added it to the music thread section, it kind of just happened to get noticed at the right time. Um, Unfortunately, the way the algorithms work, it's hard to tell, what is going on these days. But I've never had anything on threads do that well. So it was cool. Hard to keep up with. There was obviously some not great comments too. Some people that were just, out for rage bait, all that sort of thing. But for the most part, it was cool. And I even commented to remind people, like, hey, the reason I posted this is because Record Store Day is tomorrow. You guys should go out and actually support a local record store. Like, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. There was a lot of discourse of like, who cares how many records you own? It's like, I get that. That's not the point. The point is like, I'm posting this because Record Store Day is tomorrow. Please go support someone, like support a local business. That's the whole point. So, um, I just tried to kind of center it back to the purpose of it and like what it was all about. But, it's weird that that one specifically went and got traction because a lot of the ones I post just don't get any. But that's an example. I mean, you could see results like that from a vlog you do. You just never know. The cons, it requires equipment and editing, good lighting, sound, and video editing to take time and resources. I disagree with that personally. I think a vlog could be any quality. The important thing is that they need to see you and they need to see your personality shine through. The content quality is very much secondary. Obviously, if you care about quality, you'll eventually get to the point where you can make your stuff look better and sound better and things like that. But the quality is not that big of a deal if you have some type of message to it, if you have a heart to it and a purpose behind it. I think it will shine through, especially in the era where short form content is rolling anyway. People don't really even care about the quality as far as what they're looking at. They're just more concerned with the content itself and what the substance of it is. So I disagree with that, but I see the point they're trying to make. It's like if you want the quality, obviously you got to work for that and get to that point. but I don't think it's a huge deal. Performance anxiety. Not everyone is comfortable on camera, especially in the beginning, and I can attest to this. Definitely has been like that for me over the years. I've just had to get better at it and get better at, speaking to the camera, obviously making eye contact with the camera, things like that. But it does get better over time, and it gets easier to speak about it when you're speaking about things that you're passionate about, of course. Consistency is demanding. Audiences expect regular uploads to stay engaged. Same with everything. I talk about consistency all the time. That's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day, is building that consistency. And then from there, you will start to see results. I'm not going to go into this other section because it starts out with the blog part, which again, the blog part is a little bit different because it's not necessarily video content. It is more writing content. And there's different ways you can do that as well. But I wanted to focus on the vlog section. But if you want to read this whole article, like, feel free. It's pretty good. I mean, it kind of pits blogs versus vlogs. What is the difference? And then how can you kind of like meet them in the middle at the end? Final thoughts, things like that. So if you want to read this, it was published last summer, so it's fairly new. It's very relevant, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good one. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I mean, this was a kind of a simple one. I'm glad that I kept this one shorter because, like I said, running on not really fumes, but just definitely running on, not a lot of sleep right now. Really good trip to Pittsburgh the last few days. It was refreshing. I'm definitely ready to get back into the swing of things here. But I'll try to get back on this every 2 week schedule. So let me take a look at my notes, see what we got coming up. So this date is wrong, but we are going to be talking about discussing your struggles. Um, and so I'll just check the calendar right here. Let's see what we got. I think it's going to be on well, that doesn't help me. May 12th, I think. Check it again. My screen keeps cutting out. I mean, this is what I mean. I'm going to have to kind of trial and error this. I think May 11th is going to be the date that we do this. So stay tuned for that. I got to double check all that. But because I had to push things back and rearrange dates, things are a bit different now. I'm going to have to go back and take a look. But I think that's going to be the next one we do. So stay tuned for that one. Like I said, I might have switched that. But if so, either way, May 11th is probably going to be the date that we do it. So thank you guys again. The other article, real side note here, I had another article. It's kind of like a blog post. It's from Adam Harkis, and it talks more about kind of just using vlogs to boost your career and the ways you can do that. It's much shorter though. It's definitely like a personal blog article, more opinion based. But I'll leave that in the description of the video as well, so you guys can check it out. But hopefully you guys got value out of this. I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in and viewing this new format that we got going. There's going to be a lot of hiccups. There's going to be a lot of different things I got to figure out still. But hopefully you guys still found value in this. And thank you guys again, as always, for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks with another one. Just take care, guys.